Hey guys, this is Simon Lawrence with Providence Auto Group, and I wanted to do a special series. Tonight we'll call it part one on really what is love in a car setting, at a car business. And so tonight's interesting. I'm going to be sharing tonight with a dear friend of mine. He's my pastor. His name is Steve Fry, and he recently shared with me some amazing bullets on what love is and what kindness is, and it really spoke to my heart and said, that is the car business for me, because I feel like I'm in this fight, I'm in this battle to share to the community what love is and how that looks in business. And even our motto is love people, love cars, and it's intentional to say love people first over the cars. And so I wanted to do just a quick part one and really give a pastor's take on the car business. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. This is going to be a fun little series here. So, Steve, thank you tonight.
Good to be here.
And I'll just have a couple questions, and I want you to be absolutely real tonight. This is fun. This is real, and so I want real answers.
Good.
And try not to just, I know you as a friend, and so try to just be authentic with me and give me if you have scripture, feel free to share it. If you have some honest experience, feel free to share that too, because I think our customers will want that. So
awesome.
Well, guys, I'm going to ask a couple questions, and the first thing is I have some I'm just going to be honest, and I'm going to share some challenges that I face personally in the car world. And I think as a customer, as a consumer, you've probably been on the offense or defense before, so you've probably had a little bit of this. But Steve, I want to ask you a couple questions from a definition of love. Mm-hmm. How you handle from how would my response, if I'm to respond in love, how would I respond to these scenarios? So my first question, my first tough scenario that I've encountered before is, what if a customer has been and is being rude and standoffish? And I've been, from the very beginning, I've just been the best intentions and not salesy. Well, what do I do? Do I just let them go, or what would I do in that scenario?
That's a really good question. I think it goes to what love is all about. And if we define love as wanting the best for someone, just for their sake, that's where I would start. Like, I want the best for that customer. I want the best for that consumer, rude or not. I want to love them, and to love them means I want the best for them for their sake. And that's an important part of the definition, because I might want the best for them, but secretly for my sake, so I can get a sale or I can get an advantage. Right. But if I want the best for them for their sake, that's where I start, because then my heart's clean, my motives are clean. And so if somebody's being rude and standoffish, I'm going to think, okay, I want the best for them, so if I'm wanting the best for them, I am going to think the best about them.
Right.
So if I'm going to think the best about them, I want to assume that maybe they're rude for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something in their gnarly behavior that has a cause. It's like, well, maybe they had a really tough time that morning, or maybe they found out they were going to be audited. I don't know.
You said something to me the other day, and I'm going to read this. I'm going to quote it, and I don't know if this goes along with it, but you said love assumes that people have an understandable reason for behaving badly.
Yeah.
Could that be the case that that person possibly came from a really bad car experience? But how do I, is it my job to kind of to get them past that, or do I just have to, should I give them space? Well, if you're the customer, what would you want me to do?
I think that if we go to Paul in 1 Corinthians 13, Paul talked about love, and he said first thing he says about love is patient and kind.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I'm the salesperson, and I want to not only treat that person well, I want to think the best about that person, because again, if love is wanting the best for that person, it's also assuming the best about that person, thinking the best about them. Gosh. And so, all right, so they're being rude and gnarly, and I say, in my heart, I say, okay, I'm going to give them space through kindness. I'm just going. See, if I try to work them through it, that's an agenda.
Guilty.
Yeah. That can be me having a little bit of an agenda to try to get them through it so that I can get the sale.
Yeah.
If I'm truly loving them in that moment, then I want to give them space through kindness, and then being a wise salesperson, I want to watch how they respond and coach their response
Yeah.
towards a moment of freedom where they can consider what they're buying. It's like
Right.
that's the thing. Love brings us into freedom.
And when you say that, I want to let all the viewers know that there are a lot of car sayings that I've heard over the years of being in the car business. And I won't even repeat some because they're probably not good for camera. But but when he says love is patient, and I know that that doesn't mean saying like, what do I have to do to get you in the car today, right?
Right.
Like that's the worst, right? And that's what I think as a consumer, that's what you dread and wait to hear, like cringe even hearing that, But what you're also not saying is just see you later, let them go, because they probably do have some concerns and have some questions. You just have to give them and ask the right questions maybe for that, but definitely not what can I do to get you in the car.
Yeah,
Maybe how was your day and what was your experience like really learning. That's good.
One of the things, Simon, I think that we are afraid to take a risk in, and that is taking a risk in the moment in loving that person. And what I mean by that is this. In that moment, they are responding in a surly kind of way to me as a salesperson. If I love them and think the best of them, I'm gonna assume that there's something understandable to why they're doing that.
Right.
Okay. Now I want to approach the moment in the next even couple of minutes of interaction with that person with the kind of love that frees them, knowing that if they feel free and not controlled by me, they're going to be more apt to buy. I'm not trying to create freedom so that they'll buy. I'm genuinely wanting them to be free in the moment. But the fact is, it's kind of a law of human nature.
Yeah.
The more free a person feels, the more empowered they are going to decide.
That's
so
really
in
good.
the moment,
Gosh,
I want to
I'll
help
write that
them.
down.
I want to help them feel free. The way I do that is by not trying to overly guide them to my conclusion, i.e.
That's
a
good.
sales. I'm going to try to get them, I'm going to try to smooth talk them to a sell.
Right.
I want to genuinely be concerned about them.
Right.
And if I am, it's just going to come back to me in the form of a benefit, which is their
so good.
openness to decide. If they feel controlled by me in that moment, like they feel like I am sweet talking them to a conclusion, their own sense of personal freedom is going to shut down, and they are not going to be as apt to be open to make a decision.
That's good.
That might lead them to indecision. Well, let me just think about it. If I really see that genuine love creates genuine freedom, that is going to probably result in them being more apt to make a decision because they feel free. Does that make sense?
I think this is really good stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I think we're gonna maybe do a part 2 on this.
Absolutely, it'd
down
be
the road.
great.
Well, thank you, man.
Thanks,
I
Simon.
appreciate your time tonight.
Awesome.
Thanks.
You bet.
All right, thanks, guys.